The Grand Chamber of the Galaxy Council was full. Hundreds of alien leaders sat in their tall, curved chairs. Glowing symbols floated in the air. Each one showed the name of a species. Blue waves. This was the heart of peace across the galaxy. At the end of the long table, one seat remained, cold, metal, and empty. That seat belonged to Earth. Many alien eyes watched it in silence. Some were angry, some were bored. A few looked nervous. Suddenly, the chamber doors opened. A human walked in. He wore a simple dark suit. No armor, no weapons. Raylan Pierce. He walked calmly, each step slow but firm. He did not look at the others. He went straight to the last seat and sat down. The High Speaker of the Council, a tall creature with glowing red eyes and silver skin, stood up. "We welcome Earth back to the peace table," it said in a deep, echoing voice. Raylan nodded once. "Let's begin." For months, there had been arguments. Earth had joined the Council 10 years ago. At first, many alien empires laughed. Humans were small, new, and quiet. But soon Earth became important. Their science helped fix broken systems. Their trade ships crossed dangerous space with ease. Others were afraid of what humans could become. That day, the Council gathered to discuss Earth's limits. The High Speaker looked around. "We have new rules for Earth's expansion," it said. 5. They may not enter the Cravo Zone, and they must share all new weapon technology with the Council. Whispers filled the chamber. Raylan sat still. Then he stood. He looked at every leader, one by one. His voice was calm, but his eyes were sharp. 10 years ago, Earth came in peace. We followed your laws. We helped your people. We gave more than we took. He paused. But now, to give you our weapons while others threaten us. You ask us to stay weak while others grow strong. A fat alien with 6 eyes laughed. Humans are too proud. Another, tall and thin with a snake-like neck, added, Earth was useful, but now they are dangerous. Raylan did not smile. He simply said, then Earth has made a decision. On the table, the crystal glowed. A message played in the air above it. Earth hereby withdraws from the Galactic Peace Council, effective immediately. Gasps echoed in the chamber. You can't just leave, shouted one leader. This is madness, cried another. But Raylan only nodded. We gave peace a chance. Now, we choose something else. The High Speaker slammed a hand on the table. You will be punished for this. Raylan looked directly at the speaker. No, he said. And then, without another word, the human ambassador walked away. The great chamber doors closed behind him, back on Earth. The skies were full of movement. Warships disappeared from view. Satellites went dark. Signals stopped. Earth had gone silent. The galaxy laughed. At first, let the humans run, they said. They are nothing. But then, strange things began to happen. A cargo ship vanished near Jupiter's orbit. A pirate. Base exploded in the dark zone, no trace left behind. An alien spy drone near Mars sent one final message before shutting down. We were seen. The Council called an emergency meeting. They tried to contact Earth, no answer. They sent ships, none returned. And in the silence, fear began to grow. What was Earth doing? What were they building? And what would happen next? Council chamber, it looked at the last seat at the table. Still cold, still empty, the galaxy had pushed too hard. And now, it had lost something it could never control. Earth had left the table, and the stars would never be the same. A week had passed since Earth left the peace talks. The Council tried to act normal. Meetings continued, speeches were made, deals were signed, but something felt wrong. One by one, alien ambassadors began to notice something strange. Earth had gone completely silent. No radio waves, no trade ships, no answers. The Sol system, home of Earth, had gone dark. Council technician Grolin, a small bug-like alien with 6 arms, sat at his station deep under the Council tower. He looked at the screen in front of him. He didn't blink. For 10 minutes straight, still no signal, asked his supervisor. Grolin shook his head. Nothing. It's like the entire solar system shut down. They had tried everything, normal channels, emergency channels, even old diplomatic codes, no reply. Some believed Earth's systems had failed. Others thought it was a trick. A few whispered a deeper fear. Maybe Earth doesn't want to be found at the edge of Council space. 2 small science vessels were sent to check the Sol system. One ship was from the Zelleri Union, the other from the Drava Empire. They entered Earth's territory carefully, slowly, and then both ships vanished. No warning, no message, nothing. The Council received only a broken signal from one of them before the blackout. Approaching Mars orbit now. No, they probably crashed. Earth wouldn't dare. But deep down, many knew. This was no accident. A third ship, a stealth probe, was sent by the Varnax Empire, hidden by dark matter tech. It reached near Earth orbit. Its recordings were sent back in pieces. The last image showed a large black shape moving behind the moon. The final message was short. 4 words. They see us now. Then the probe went dark. Now fear had fully entered the Council's hearts. The humans had not attacked. They had not spoken. But their silence screamed, louder than any weapon. It was a silence that said, "Don't come closer." The smaller species began to worry. Ambassador Lyric of the Narlands, a peaceful, aquatic race, spoke to the Council. "We need Earth. We can't afford to lose them. They were strong allies, strong builders, always wanted more power. They were never loyal." Even now, the empires argued, and Earth watched. On the 10th day, a strange thing happened. Dozens of Earth's old trade routes suddenly closed. Their ships vanished from every spaceport. Ship hiding near Earth's outer system tried to scan the planet. It sent back a strange message before going silent. No lights, no noise. Earth looks asleep, but it's not. Panic turned into fear. The Council called a private meeting. Only the top leaders attended. The High Speaker looked around the circle. "We must understand what Earth is planning. We'll send our fleets. Let them know we're still in control." But the leader of the Alari Syndicate shook her head. "They want us to attack. That's their trap." Whispers filled the room. The galaxy was used to wars, used to battles, used to noise. The enemy was quiet, and that silence was driving them mad. On the 14th day, a mysterious broadcast was sent across 3 nearby systems. It came from an unknown source. Of peace, but wanted chains. "You smiled at us while sharpening your knives. Earth saw you clearly now. You will see us." In silence. That was all. No threats, no demands, just a message. And the signal ended. Back on Earth, deep underground humans worked in silence. Their leaders watched the stars. Their ships were hidden. Their plans were unfolding. They had offered peace. It was rejected. Now, they were preparing something else. In the Council chamber, one young alien ambassador whispered to his elder. "What happens next?" The old one answered, without looking up. Now, fear grew stronger. Earth was not lost. Earth was not broken. Earth had simply gone quiet, and everyone knew the silence would not last forever. The galaxy had waited long enough. After Earth went silent, after ships vanished, after the message full of warning was heard, many Council members grew angry. Fear became pride. Pride turned into mistakes. The Council gave the order. "Send the fleets. Show Earth we are not afraid." 2 powerful armadas were prepared. The first came from the Karn Dominion, war-loving empire with hundreds of battleships. The second belonged to the Torvax Alliance. Cold and logical, their ships ran. On AI and fear, both fleets were told the same thing. Fly near Earth space, make them speak, make them bow. They didn't know it yet. They were never coming back. The Karn Dominion fleet moved fast. Their lead ship, Bloodmaw, was one of the largest in the galaxy. Inside, Commander Gorok sat in his throne, armor shining. "We'll circle their system," he growled, "then fire a warning shot. Let the humans see we are serious." But when they reached the edge of the Sol system, something strange happened. Their sensors broke, every radar, every scanner, gone. They tried backup systems. Those failed too. The fleet slowed down, then saw something. Black shapes in the distance. Silent, UNMOVNG. Hundreds of them. At first, the Karns thought they were just asteroids, but then one of them turned and vanished in front of their eyes. Commander Gorok stood up. Shields up. All ships prepare for silence. The Bloodmaw vanished from sensors. One by one, the Karn ships disappeared. No explosions, no fire, just ... gone. A final message reached Council space from one of the smaller Karn ships. They're everywhere, we can't lock onto them. Shadows know, their ships they're inside, and then nothing. The Torvax fleet was slower and smarter. They followed the Karn fleet at a distance. When the Karns went dark, the Torvax paused near Pluto's orbit. Their AI warship, Logic's Blade, ran silent scans, it found. Nothing. Not a single life signal from the Karns. Not even debris. It didn't make sense. Ships don't just disappear. Then something appeared on the Torvax screen. Just one sentence. Go back. The AI tried to trace the message. It failed. Then, a second message. This is your only warning. Commander Cellier, cold and calm, ordered the fleet to hold. They never moved again. Back at the Galaxy Council, reports came in fast. Sir, the Karn fleet is missing. No response from the Torvax ships either. Panic returned. Meetings turned into shouting matches. The Narlans begged for peace. The Valari wanted to send more fleets. The council speaker raised his hands. We must not act in fear. But fear was already spreading like fire. Across the galaxy, every leader asked the same question. What did Earth do to them? Then came the signal. A single Karn, ship damaged, silent drifted into neutral space. Rescue, ships pulled it in. There was only one survivor. His voice shook. His body burned, he whispered. They came from nowhere. Black ships. No lights, no sound. What did they want? The medic asked. The soldier looked up with wide, broken eyes. Nothing. They didn't speak. They didn't threaten. They just ... watched us die. He died soon after. The council held an emergency meeting. Everyone now knew Earth had power. Great power. But they didn't show it with speeches or attacks. They showed it by removing things without warning, without noise, just silence and fear. Some called it revenge, others called it justice. A few called it evolution. Smaller empires began closing their borders near Earth space. Trade routes changed, old alliances fell apart, and still Earth said nothing. No messages, no signals, no response. Just a silent system full of shadows and the memory of two fleets. Gone forever. Deep underground on Earth. Human leaders watched everything. They spoke in soft voices. They planned in hidden rooms. No panic, no anger, only focus. They didn't need the council anymore. They had seen its lies. They had tasted its hate. And now the stars would learn what it meant to push humanity too far. Above the moon, something massive began to move. A dark ship the size of a small planet slowly turned toward deep space. No name, no lights, just silence, but all across the galaxy. People felt the same thing in their bones. Earth had not disappeared. Earth had not run. Earth had become something else. The Galaxy Council met in secret. The chamber was dark. The tall windows were covered. Guards stood at every door. The air was heavy. Everyone felt it. Something was breaking. Not a planet, not a ship, but something. Deeper, the trust between species. The High Speaker stood at the center of the room. Its silver skin looked dull under the low lights. We have lost 2 full fleets, it said slowly. No survivors, no signals. Earth did this. Ambassador Vorak of the Krell hit the table with his fist. Then we attack. We send everything. We have Ambassador Lyric of the Peaceful Narlans shook his head. You already tried that. And Earth erased them, Vorak snapped. So we just do nothing. Lyric looked around. His voice was soft but strong. They asked for peace. We ignored them. We mocked them. And now we fear them. Whispers filled the room. Meanwhile, outside the chamber, the galaxy was changing fast. 3 species announced they were leaving the council. One empire shut its borders and said, "We will not fight Earth." Civil unrest broke out on 2 core worlds. Citizens demanded protection from humans. The council was no longer a symbol of unity. It had become a room full of fear in a dark corner of the meeting. An old voice spoke. It was Lady Vera's of the Eldaria long-lived race who watched stars rise and fall. Earth has become something we cannot understand, she said. Their silence is their message. Another ambassador asked, "What message?" She looked at them all. You had your chance. Then a report came in, and Earth drone was spotted. In the capital system, it did nothing. It hovered above the Council's space station. Silent, still, and then it left. No damage, no words, just presence, a warning back in the chamber. The high speaker slammed the table. This is not just a human problem now. They are watching us all. But no one spoke. One by one, the ambassadors looked away. Everyone remembered Earth's voice from the last message. You smiled at us while sharpening your knives. Now no one smiled. No one felt powerful. They felt watched later that night. In secret, the Varnax Empire sent a message to Earth. It read, "We seek no war." We asked for terms. No reply came. Another message followed. We were not part of the attack. We only followed the Council. Again, nothing. Earth had become a mirror. It reflected what the galaxy had done, and it answered with silence. 2 days later, a Council ship exploded in . No evidence was found. No attackers were caught, but someone painted 2 words on the hangar wall before it. Blue, they're listening. Panic spread. Some ambassadors left the capital. Some sent their families to deep space bunkers. The Council called another meeting. This time, fewer showed up, and the high speaker finally said what no one wanted to admit. We lost Earth. Now we are losing each other. Meanwhile, far away, in the dark space behind Neptune's orbit, a massive object moved. It had no heat, no radio signals, not even a known shape, just a shadow. Some said it was a moon. Others whispered, it's them. On Earth, no lights blinked, no leaders spoke, no broadcasts came, but somewhere deep below the ground. Earth watched. And Earth waited because the galaxy had cracked and the pieces would fall soon. The mining colony on Vora 7 was quiet. It floated near the edge of the galaxy, far from any war or politics. The workers there were from many species, just miners, engineers, and traders. That night, something appeared in the sky above them. Not a storm, not an asteroid. It was a ship, but no one could see its shape, only the stars behind it. Slowly disappeared, the alarms rang. Defense systems came online. A single message was sent from the base to the Galaxy Council. Unknown ship, no lights. No ID, it's just watching us. Then the message stopped. The next day, a Council scout ship arrived. They found the colony in ruins. No fire, no battle marks, just silence. The buildings were empty. Machines were turned off. Miners were gone. Gone like they were never there. A strange symbol was burned into the landing pad, a circle of stars. With Earth at the center, back at the Galaxy Council, fear exploded. What kind of weapon can erase a colony like that? Someone asked. It wasn't a weapon, whispered an Alari spy. It was a message. Across the galaxy, strange things began to happen. A pirate ship near the human border exploded mid-flight. No missiles were seen. A weapons factory known for selling arms used against humans went dark. All workers vanished. A Council freighter carrying stolen Earth tech disappeared. Its black box was later found floating in space. The last sound was a soft whisper. This is your final warning. They called it the Shadow Fleet. No one saw them coming, no one heard them leave, but everywhere they appeared, people vanished and fear remained. Alien commanders asked, how big is Earth's new fleet? No one had answers. The ships had no names, no ID codes, no heat. No heat, no sound, only black shapes. Moving in silence, some thought they were AI-controlled. Some said they were ghost ships. Others believed they were something new, built after Earth left the Council. Built in the dark, built for one reason, to remind the galaxy who they tried to break. On Council worlds, people began to whisper, don't speak against Earth, don't look toward Sol, don't ask questions. Even in schools, children drew dark ships in their notebooks. The Shadow Fleet had become legend. But legends usually start with fire. This one started with silence. Inside the Council chamber, the leaders argued again. Why hasn't Earth sent demands? They want war, not peace. No, said Lady Varys of the Eldari, they don't want war. They want respect. And now they're forcing us to listen. Ambassador Lyrox stood up. His voice was quiet but firm. We laughed at Earth. Pushed them, we tried to control them. He looked around the room, and now we fear them. No one disagreed. Not anymore. That night, Across 50 systems, strange messages appeared on screens. Walls and windows, no sound, just glowing words. You knew what you did. Now we return the silence. And just like that, the messages vanished. No one could trace them. No one could stop them in a deep starless sector near the edge of known space. The Shadow Fleet gathered hundreds of ships, different shapes, different sizes, all black. All silent, waiting, watching, and behind them, somewhere hidden, was Earth, quiet, cold, focused, preparing, because the real reckoning hadn't started yet, but it would very soon. It began with a whisper, a quiet voice, played across hundreds of alien worlds, on ships, in markets, in homes. A voice all species could understand. A human voice. You spoke of peace while preparing for war. You shook our hands while pointing guns behind your backs. Now you will feel what we felt. The message ended. No name, no face. Just truth and silence returned. Across the galaxy, panic spread again. Citizens ran to shelters. Leaders ordered fleets to guard capital worlds. Some prayed, some ran. All of them now knew Earth was no longer asking for peace on the councils. Homeworld, a large crowd gathered outside the tower. They chanted, "Apologize to Earth. Bring back the peace." But the High Speaker refused. "We do not bow to threats," it shouted. A message arrived in that moment, delivered on a silver chip. Burned into it were 5 words. You already bowed, you just didn't see it. The council called a broadcast. The speaker looked into the camera, trying to stay calm. To the humans of Earth, it said, "We recognize that mistakes were made. We wish to restore communication." No reply came. Only an hour later, every screen on the capital world turned black. Then, a single image appeared, a map of the galaxy. Bright stars marked every major system, and slowly, one by one, those stars began to go dark. No sound, no movement, just dark stars. A warning, a countdown, all across council space. Leaders remembered how it started. Earth joined the council in good faith. Earth shared its science. Earth helped stop 3 border wars. Earth asked for peace, and in return, they were insulted, controlled, threatened. Now, the regret echoed louder than any weapon. Some leaders cried in private. Some stayed awake for days. Even powerful empires held emergency meetings. The Varnak's emperor sent a secret message to Earth. "We are sorry. We wish no more conflict." But Earth never responded. The message was received. Read. Ignored. In the far edges of space. 3 Shadow Fleet ships hovered above a council military world. They did not fire. They did not speak. They simply stayed, floating, watching. After 2 hours, the planet's leaders surrendered. Not a single shot was fired. On the mining world of Fexernine, a child looked up and saw something in the sky. A black shape. No lights, no sound. She pointed. "Mom, it's them." Her mother pulled her inside, shaking. The name was no longer just a warning. It was a legend, a ghost, the Shadow Fleet. Back on Earth, deep underground, human leaders sat around a quiet table. A screen showed dozens of council systems, each marked with one word, observing. Earth had been silent long enough now. It was time to let the galaxy feel their own silence, their own fear, their own regret. In a dark room on the council's capital world, Ambassador Luruk recorded a message to Earth. He looked into the camera. With tired eyes, "You were right. We failed you. We mocked your peace, and now we are scared of your silence. If you hear this, know that some of us still believe peace is possible." He sent the message, but even he didn't expect a reply. And somewhere, far beyond council reach, a human AI read the message. It marked it low priority and moved on. The planet Drexel-4 woke up to silence. No ships flew in the sky. No messages came through the networks. And then Earth's Shadow Fleet arrived. Dozens of black ships hovered above the cities. No weapons were fired. No threats were made. They simply appeared. Watching, Governor Prolak stood on the balcony, staring at the sky. His voice trembled. "They're here," his advisor asked. "Should we prepare to fight?" Prolak shook his head. "We insulted them, laughed at them, voted against them. Don't stand a chance." And then, the screens across the planet turned on. A human voice spoke. "This is not war. This is memory. You chose your place. Now we show you ours. One by one, Earth's silent ships moved. Military satellites vanished from orbit. Communication towers shut down. Weapon systems melted without fire. It was fast, clean, precise. No. One died, but the message was clear. You have no control here. News of Drexel 4 spread fast. Other Council worlds began surrendering before the Shadow Fleet arrived. They turned off their defense systems. They raised white signals. Some even sent gifts resources, data, technology. But Earth took nothing. They wanted no tribute, only silence and distance. Back in the council chamber, the High Speaker finally broke down. It shouted, "Where is Earth's leader? We demand to speak." But no one answered. An ambassador from the Valari stood slowly. They're beyond diplomacy now. We had our chance. Another ambassador asked, "Then what do they want?" The Valari gave a simple reply, for us to feel what they felt. On Arkan Prime, a major council shipyard, an Earthship appeared without warning. It sent one command, evacuate. They laughed until one of their orbital rings collapsed without any visible weapon. The workers ran. The station was shut down in minutes. The message was clear. Earth could strike any time, anywhere. Even the most powerful council members began to panic. Some tried to escape the galaxy. Others went into hiding. But Earth wasn't chasing them. Earth wasn't hunting anyone. They were choosing targets with purpose, those who insulted, betrayed, or threatened them. And each time they left one thing behind, a symbol, a circle of stars, with Earth at the center. On a small desert moon, a group of humans held a quiet ceremony. They lit candles. They placed names into the fire. Names of diplomats who were mocked, soldiers who died while saving council worlds, scientists who gave their minds to peace, and the galaxy, in return, laughed at them. Now the fire burned bright with memory. This wasn't just vengeance. It was justice, back on Earth. The sky above the capital remained clear. No ships, no armies, only one large screen. It showed the council emblem shattered, and underneath it, a final warning. This is not the end. This is how it begins. The Shadow Fleet continued its quiet campaign. No blood, no screaming, just systems shutting down, fleets disappearing, and stars growing darker. The galaxy was now learning what it meant to lose Earth's trust, and as the reckoning began, they realized one terrible truth. Earth never needed war. Earth only needed time. The Galaxy Council was no longer the same. The chamber, once full of proud voices and shining lights, now stood half empty. Many seats were abandoned. Some ambassadors had fled. Others simply vanished. The stars outside the council's window looked darker now, and above them all, the memory of Earth lingered, cold, silent. And watching. Ambassador Lyric stood before the remaining members. His voice was calm, but his eyes were full of sorrow. We have lost fleets. We have lost power, but most of all, we have lost trust. He looked up. Earth gave us peace, and we gave them chains. Silence filled the room. No one interrupted. No one dared. The High Speaker, once the loudest voice in the galaxy, now looked tired and broken. It slowly stood and nodded. We must speak to Earth. We must apologize. A message was prepared. One that carried the voice of every species still left in the Council. A message written in truth, not fear, to the people of Earth. We failed you. We turned your kindness into weakness. We turned your silence into rage. We pushed you away. And now we ask, not for mercy, but for a chance to change, a chance to learn. And if you will not speak to us again, we understand, but we will remember. We will remember the silence. We will remember the cost. The message was sent to Earth on every frequency, and then the galaxy waited. Days passed. No reply. Will they come back? Is it too late? Then, one day, a signal arrived, not from Earth, but from one of its ships. A simple screen appeared, and on it, a human face. Not angry, not smiling, just calm, the voice said. You don't need our reply. You already heard it. In silence, in fear, in what you lost. Keep your counsel, keep your stars. We are watching, but we are not returning. You had your peace. you chose pride instead. Now, remember this: Earth does not forget. The screen went black dot. The signal ended, and with it, the final tie to Earth was gone. The Shadow Fleet vanished from Council space. Earth's systems remained dark, its voice silent once more, but now the galaxy listened. In schools, children studied Earth's history. In temples, people lit candles to honor Earth's silence, and in every council meeting, there was one empty chair, the last seat. At the table, always cold, always untouched, left as a reminder of the peace they lost, of the silence they earned, and of the species that walked away and never looked back.